Dear friends from across Latin America who have gathered for the International Seminar on Agrotoxins, their social and environmental impact, and human rights. I so looked forward to being with you personally, but for various reasons it has been impossible. I am now joining you through this message that comes with the deepest of solidarity and a deep common resolve that we will not let our human rights be walked over, we will not let our democracy be destroyed, and we will not let the democracy of the earth be trampled on. Report after report is showing there's a 10-year window for us to make a shift from a toxic economy, toxic agriculture based on agrotoxins, to agroecology and letting the diversity of species thrive. My journey against agrotoxins began with the Bhopal disaster in 1984. Same year, the prosperous state of Punjab, where I had done my MSc Honours in physics, erupted in violence. 30,000 people were killed in Punjab. Thousands died on the night of 2nd December 1984. Even today, children of Bhopal are being born with all kinds of birth defects, just as children in Argentina with the spraying of Roundup. This is an ultimate violation of human rights. And it is not an accident. Even Punjab, where so much pesticides is being sprayed, now has a cancer train, and they gave Punjab a Nobel Peace Prize for introducing toxics into farming. When I did a book on the Green Revolution for the United Nations, I did research on where did these toxics come from, and found out they came from Hitler's gas chambers. These were the companies that made chemicals to kill people. And it's no accident that people still die today, 200,000 according to the UN Rapporteur on Human Rights to Food. Every year 200,000 are dying of pesticide poisoning. And that doesn't count the children with birth defects, doesn't count the cancers, it doesn't count all of the problems and new diseases and chronic diseases that are a result of the use of toxics. That tiny group of companies that specialize in only one thing, making chemicals to kill us, said we couldn't have food without it, said the world will starve without it. They've constantly pitted the issue of hunger as a justification for the spread of poisons in our food and farming. I have named them the poison cartel because they are a handful of companies. Now, Bayer has bought Monsanto, Syngenta has merged with ChemChina, and Dow has merged with DuPont. That's a cartel of 3 poison makers. They are responsible for every death on the planet through poisons. They are responsible for every violation of democracy. They're responsible for undoing all the laws we have put in place for safety. This struggle will not stop. Safety is our birthright. It's our human right. That's why we put in laws to control GMOs. I was on the biosafety expert panel to draft the Cartagena Protocol framework of the Convention on Biological Diversity. Deregulation of the last 20 years has basically taken away the basic rights of people to economic justice, social justice, and human rights. It has allowed 5 billionaires to control half the economy of the world. And it's these billionaires who, through their investment funds, like Vanguard and BlackRock, which were nothing before 2008 and the Wall Street collapse, are now the major shareholders in the poison cartel. So when we think of who is breaking our laws, who is killing our children, we need to think of these billionaires and hold them to account. That is the human rights and democracy struggle of our time. Of course, we'll have to be hugely creative. But if little children can go on a strike to ensure that climate change doesn't close their future, we have to be creative, start ensuring that Mother Earth Day next year is a rising against the poison cartel. We'll have to continue to work to create a poison-free world by 2050, a pledge that we in Navdanya has taken, and invite each of you to become part of this movement for freedom from poisons, freedom from the poison cartel, freedom from agrotoxins. Join the movement at the Seed Freedom website. We are one Earth family. We are one humanity on one planet. No more are we dealing with individual puppets who've been put in place by the poison cartel to undo the laws, to undo our rights. We will be united as one, not just as one human community, but with the millions of species that are part of this new rising. And the future will be ours, a future of democracy for humans and Earth democracy for all life. Together, for this new future, we will work, and we want the tyrants to know all tyrants have faded, life goes on.